Hey, what's up, friend? Are you a mama who wants to stop just getting by? Maybe you're motivated to grow yourself in your motherhood, your marriage, and you want it to bear fruit. Or maybe you want to stop letting the mom guilt, the shame, the limiting beliefs, and lies. Amen. That's me right there, sister. And start stepping into the woman and the truth that God has created you to be. While we're juggling all the things, right? Nursing a baby, battling laundry, trying to keep it together, and a spicy marriage. But where the heck do we start? Hey friend, you are in the right place. I am here to hold your hand through this journey because I believe when you're ready to take control of your life, beat the limiting excuses, and step into the woman God created you to be, you can not only survive, but you can thrive. But you're gonna have to show up for yourself. It's time for me to tough love your way through taking self-care seriously, investing and growing in your marriage, and owning your motherhood, and getting rid of those excuses because the glory is in the journey. It's in the mess. In this podcast, you'll find navigating mom guilt, mindset, and marriage strategies, and everything in between, with no fluff and lots of fun. Let's go. Hey friend, welcome back to the So She Grows podcast. I just totally blanked. Welcome back to the show. I'm super excited that you're here. Last week, I put out some bonus episodes on marriage. I think making intimacy a priority and how often should you have sex. And there's one other episode that went live last week. So if you haven't listened to those, definitely go back and check them out. But the reason for doing those was because I wanted to get you kind of thinking about your relationship, how it stands right now, the things that you guys ask about the most as far as improving our relationship and our marriages. And it is because on Friday, we were supposed to release the Marriage Method course that is long awaited, right? I've been dying to share this with you guys. And of course, leave it to me, when I was supposed to launch it on Friday, I locked myself out of the course. I couldn't get in. I was contacting the tech people and I was like, how is this happening? They're like, we have no idea how you did this. And then finally, on Saturday, I figured it out, but my kiddo was having a birthday party and I like to focus on family during the weekend, so I didn't mess with it. And now it's Monday. I'm in. The course is live. It's ready to share with you guys. It's ready for you guys to get your hands on, jump in, use, and here is why I am so pumped about it. Here's why I think that it is beneficial to you and who I think it is will be useful for. So first of all, I want to say I know what it's like to go through the motions, to feel like you're just doing the same thing day in and day out, and there is such a lack of connectivity between you guys. You feel like maybe you're growing apart, or maybe that's your fear, right? Or maybe you just feel like the spice is gone, or there's something not the same, right? And you miss it. Like, you remember what it was like when you guys first got together. There was laughing and there was fun and there was playing. And then now it's like kids and to-do lists and laundry and trying to figure out your hormones, which is now impacting your intimacy, which is now impacting like a ton of other things and stuff and so on and so forth, right? And you want to put your marriage first. Like, you're trying, you're Googling things, you feel overwhelmed, you're lost. But it feels impossible at the same time because you have kids running all over the place, you have doctor's appointments, you have activities, and you can't help but just feel like things are like meh, right? So I think this is when a lot of us end up saying, and when I hear other women say, like, this is going on and blah, 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 but, that's just how it is right now. And that really like sucker punches me in the gut, because why do we settle for that? Why do we like tell ourselves this lie that that's just how it has to be? When we have the choice, we have the opportunity to change it. And not with somebody else, but it just means that we need to get back to our roots, right? Like, we need to go back to day one and be like, how did we get from here to there? Because it's possible, right? If you were there once, you can go back. And then it's just finding a new dynamic because you have the kiddos, because you have the activities. So we only have this one life. We only have this one shot. You guys hear me say that a lot. 10, 20, 30 years from now, do you still want your marriage to look like it's in the same place that it is today? Like 30 years from now, would you be happy? Like, I know a lot of us, like, if we hadn't poured in, I know for me, when I was in this space, if we hadn't taken the necessary steps to invest in our marriage, there would be no marriage right now. Like, I don't know how it would, especially in the season that we're in now, where it's just really requiring a lot for us right now. My kids are requiring a lot from me this season. living in an RV, trying to build a home, all these things is just requiring a lot. And if we didn't have each other as a solid rock to lean on, man, we would have crumbled a long time ago. So if your marriage is already in trouble now, you may not have a marriage to worry about in 10 years. And that hurts, right? Like, that's scary to think about. Like, we are afraid to talk about the issues today because we don't want to ruffle any feathers. We don't want to stir up any issues. We don't want to cause any conflict. We're afraid to cause conflict. But like, what's going to happen if we don't? Like, what's the results of that, right? Like, we avoid conflict now to then just continue on this cycle that we're in and then have everything blow up in 10 years anyways. Y'all, that doesn't sound like a good plan to me. Like, and it's not to say that it's not hard, right? Like, having these conflicts, especially wounds that cut deep, truths that need to be acknowledged and said out loud, like, you know, things that have been done, like, some of these conversations are going to be heavy. But you can't go on pretending like the monster's not in the closet, because eventually he's going to pop out and scare you, right? And everything is just going to go down like dominoes from there. So I am telling you, guys, hard truths, and you know, all through the podcast and today, because I love you enough to care, because I had to go through it. We went through it, right? So then when I first started this podcast, that was the whole reason, is I was going through these things. I was having issues that I didn't know was autoimmune disease. I was having loneliness at home because I was raising little ones and I was a young mom, and all my other friends were still focusing on their careers and college and having fun. And I was over here like, oh, we got to go to dinner at like 6. I can't meet you guys at 9. Like, that's not my life, right? There was all these things in that season that I was going through that I was like, surely there's another mom that must be going through this. Like, help. Where is she? Where are my people? Like, have you guys seen those TikToks where is these moms putting out wine bottles on the sidewalk and they're like, oh no, hope a fun-loving mom who loves to drink wine and let loose and da-da-da doesn't follow me home, right? Like, we desire for community. We desire for friendships. We desire to feel like we aren't alone. And so I tell you hard truths because sometimes we don't have those in-person friendships. But like Woody and Buzz say from Toy Story, you got a friend in me, okay? So you may not know it. Maybe you don't even ever feel it. But I've been praying for you before you even knew you'd be taking this course if you decide to take it. I've been praying that, Lord, whoever needs this, help them to come to it and help it be exactly what they need in the season that they're in. And if it's not for them, then they don't need it, right? Like, don't bring women who this isn't going to be useful to them. Like, whoever it is, I want the right people to find this. I want those that can grab some nuggets from this and apply it to their marriages and apply it to themselves and their lives. Like, this is for them, and give it to them, help them find it, and do your work, Lord, like all up in it. Like, I don't know. I just put what I know down. Like, Lord, you do your magic, okay? And if you feel like he's calling you to this course, if you feel like he's telling you and nudging you as you're listening right now, or as you think about it later or down the road or whatever, and something, it just makes it pop into your head and you're like, I need to do this, or you feel drawn to it. And I think that we have a habit of doing this as moms, of being like, well, no, like, that's not important right now. That's not a priority. But y'all, our marriages need to be a priority. We cannot deny or be in the habit of denying it now. The idea that we deserve love. We deserve the best. We deserve so much more than just settling for, that's just how it is, or, you know, things are all right, right? You deserve the best. You deserve a fruitful marriage, a playful marriage, a moving forward marriage, a God-centered marriage. You deserve all of it. I don't care who told you didn't. I don't care what limiting beliefs you have that are keeping you from believing those truths, but it is so true. Like, the best thing to do is to go all into your marriage. And what do you have to lose? Right? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? There are no worse things that can happen when you go all in on something, except that it doesn't work out. But the fact that you went all in, you can walk away from saying, I went all in. There's no regret. There's no questions. There's no doubt. I went all in. I did everything that I could. I put all of myself out there. And you know what happens when we go all in, even if we fail? We grow. We become better versions of ourselves. We become stronger. We become more confident, right? There's so much more when we show up 100%. So I want to ask you, are you ready to find connection with your spouse? Show up for your marriage 100% and quit saying that's just how it is, because I want you to experience the fruitfulness and the favor that God has in store for your marriage. If you're ready to do the work and you're ready to show up to deepen your marriage, this is a fun, exciting way to do it, and I will be with you 100% of the way. Without further ado, the So She Grows Marriage Method course, or I like to call it the Marriage Method Journey, but I don't know if anybody knows what that is, so I have to say it's a course, okay? But the Marriage Method course is available right now. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so inside the Marriage Method, there will be 6 weeks of work. Okay, but here's the difference between me and any other person out there who's done a course is that I do it exactly how you would have a conversation, or I would share this with you in real life, because I am doing this in real life. I'm doing it while my kid is napping. I'm doing this outside because there is no space inside to record a course for you. I don't have an inside right now. I don't have a house right now. So you're seeing me. It's like creators in the wild, right? Like those TikToks or those videos where it's like creators in the wild and we just look a fool. That's exactly how I look. I get dive bombed by like a freaking crazy wasp that's the size of my hand. So you see that. It's hilarious. I can't remember what else happens. Oh, I realize that you just have to see it. There's like a ton of other things that is embarrassing that happens during this course that I did not edit out because I thought it was just hilarious and totally me. So let's get back to what is in the course so you guys know what you're getting into, how it's going to benefit you, and such on and so forth. Okay, so the So She Grows Marriage Method is a 6-week self-study program where we're going to dive into those common myths that you're believing, girl. Okay, we got to get rid of those, nix those. We got to create habits that help us to be confident, to believe the real truths that God says about us, okay? God-centered truths, prioritizing your marriage, and then focusing on connecting emotionally and physically. Bow chicka wow wow. I'm just kidding. That's a tip of the iceberg, but we're going to do this deep work, and it's going to be good and fruitful, and you're going to see things like you're going to see transformation, okay? In a doable way among kids in chaos, because I know how it is. But let me tell you, if you do not show up and show out for this, you will not see any results. Like, you will not see anything come from it. Okay, you have to put in the work. It's like doing a garden or whatever. You reap what you sow. So I want to encourage you, if you're going to do this, to go all in and just do it. In the busyness and the chaos of life, this is the best thing for you, like I said, to go all in. And we have to step out in faith and know that we only have control over how we step up in our relationships. I know that there's two sides to every coin, but we can't control the other side of the coin, sister. Like, okay, we can be all shiny over here. We can be getting buffed up, and the other side can be looking all nasty and stanky, but we have no control over that. We have to be responsible for ourselves. And let me give you a little tip. Okay, they don't say monkey see, monkey do for no reason. So, sis, I've been praying for you. I'm praying that while you're doing the work, God is putting little whispers into your spouse's, your hubby's ears to be like, hey, psst, you see what's going on? You see this effort? Psst, what you doing, bro? What you doing? Okay? Like, I'm praying for the both of you, not just you, but you got this, girl. God strengthens us in our weakness, and I'll be with you every step of the way. So if you feel like this is for you, you can now go to SoSheGrowsSchool.teachable.com. Click on the image that you see there. It'll say So She Grows Marriage Method. Click on that. It'll give you all the details of what you're going to get. Hashtag spoiler alert, you're also going to get the free PDF of my couples goal setting workbook in there. So go ahead, check that out. If it's for you, I pray that you take the dive into this. I pray that you feel like if God is nudging you, like, hey, sister, this is for you, that you take that leap of faith. And if you don't, then okay, cool. Like, right? So I hope to see you guys in there. I'm praying for you. I'm excited. I hope that this transforms your marriage like no other. I will see you guys in there. I can't wait. Catch you guys next time.